try this hack to see if they really like you and it works like a charm. There could be some regulations against this though, okay? During interview, if you really like them, if you hit it off and you feel like you really want to work there, ask them after, when everything wraps up, ask them if there's a way that they can give you the tour of the building or office. Now, keep in mind there might be security, whatever it is, but any hiring manager that really like you, they might give you the tour of their office or at least the area that you would be working. And that actually tells you something about the culture and how the hiring managers are as well. Did you just have an interview and forget to send this thank you letter? Please ensure you send them a thank you letter within 24 hours. No excuses. It does not mean that you're desperate. You're just thanking them. Be strategic about it. Also, that helps you nurture the relationship for future. Even if you're not the right one right now, who knows? They might be putting you on the back of their mind if the other person rejects the offer or if they're a future opening. Also, bonus tip, go and connect with them on LinkedIn, even if you get rejected. So that way you can keep an eye on them and build a relationship. You got this. Do you want to sound smart? Also get the information in interview by asking the right questions. When they ask you, do you have any questions? I want you to ask these questions. Also make it conversational during the interviews. All right, let's go. How is my performance going to be measured? What is it based on? Can you walk me through the KPIs? What are the metrics on the customer service satisfactions? How long is the in-class and on-job training? What is your employee turnover rate? What are your employee engagement metrics? What are your average handling time guidelines for the contact center or call takers? What are your stats on client acquisitions and retentions? Is there any outbound campaign going on currently that this role requires people to know? What is your company or department budget for a specific project? Has there been any major process improvement in a pipeline? What is your traffic like on the company's website per week, per month, or per year? How many complaints do you get on an average? How are feedback and complaints being handled? Is there a new system or product launch which was launched recently? How did it go? Is there any community involvement within your department that you're super proud of? Who are your vendors, if you don't mind me asking? What are your services like when it's outsourced to outside of Canada? Do you like it? How much coaching happens in the workplace? Are there any metrics? How often does the performance appraisal happen? How is it measured? Can you tell me 3 challenges on this particular role that people mostly struggle with, especially new hire? What is your management style? Is there anything that you did during COVID-19 that made employee uncomfortable? Is there any option for working from home? I would like to offer you this role, but it's based on a conditional offer, so we need 3 references from your previous bosses. When can we get that? All right, I'd be happy to accept that. And here's what I need from you. Can I please talk to 3 people they left the company? I do not want you to offend anyone, especially when it comes to pronouncing the name. So there's a hack you can learn. It's on a LinkedIn, especially if you're a job seeker, you are waiting for an interview. I want you to go look them up on LinkedIn, and right beside their name, there was a speaker. Just listen to it. Normally, they would put their name in there, and they are pronouncing their name as well. Practice it before you start offending them and mispronouncing the name, because that's their identity. So learn the technique, and if you're not sure about it, always ask, how do you pronounce your name? Interview questions: why do you want this job? I want you to try these 3 techniques, and that would work the wonder. Just go and take a look at their vision, values, and mission on the website and see how you can go back and say, well, we're aligned on this, and here's what I've done. That's number 1. Second thing is, You want to identify their pain, go and take a look at their complaints on the website, Facebook, social media, LinkedIn, wherever clients are venting, and see if you can solve that problem, if you've managed to solve that problem in the past. For example, so I was in a contact center world where I managed to reduce the call handling time, and I know it's industry secret right there. They're all struggling with the wait time, absenteeism, and there are so many pains in specific industry. If you know how to do it, then you can say, you know what, I was calling the contact center last time and I felt like there was a longer wait time than usual, and I have a history in minimizing those, and I've significantly impacted those call reduction time, also increased the higher customer satisfaction. So here I am today to solve that problem. Just got this. Like so many problems, you're telling the employers you can solve it with the data. It's not fluffiness. So now if you can provide the evidence, you're not fluffing, you're not bragging. Be willing to provide the evidence and data to get their buy-in. And that's why you need to hire me. That's it. How simple is that? You got this. They ask you is walk me through the resume or tell me about yourself. So without them even asking, nip it in the bud earlier on. So don't wait for them to ask you. Give it away strategically so that way it gets out of the way. So on tell me about yourself, you start with where did you start and how did it end up and what was the expertise. And I want to slide in strategically saying that unfortunately my last role was eliminated due to COVID-19. Or my last role was eliminated due to the cost reductions or restructuring or new management. And here I am today looking for utilizing what I've learned from that role. What is it that you learned from that role? If you're looking for a job, there are 3 things you could do right now. That way, the recruiters would call you back. First is ensure your voicemail is up to date. What is this? Just no name with the voicemail? That's not funny, Put the name on it. Second one is if you're out of office, even if for a weekend, and there might be a recruiter working on weekend as well, who knows? Just say you're going to be getting back to them in 1 to 2 business days, so that sets the expectations, or put the out of office. All right, on a voicemail. The third thing that people don't do as a job seeker is update your email, which is out of office reply. When are you going to get back to them? Recruiters move quickly. They don't have time. So you got to make things easier for them as well. Expectation goes 2-way. If you're dreading these questions, what is your salary expectation? This is the video for you, especially when recruiters are calling you in pre-screening to put you as a fit or not a fit. Now, I want you to really know your worth. First of all, you should know your range and never ever be vague with recruiters because they're trying to work with you together to find out you're the fit. Ask them the question back, what are your range right now that you're paying for the current role? And they should know and they will give it to you. And if they feel like they don't want to give it, then give you a range and tell them that, I fall into the higher range. Whether they proceed on or not, it doesn't matter, but you are still going to go and get an interview if they are hiring for the right fit and the budget is not the problem. Make the job easy for recruiters as well because that's their job and they need to know. And some people might be nosy. They might be asking you, what are you making right now? But you know what? That's when you draw the line and stop it right there and say, this is what I'm targeting. Never release the information that what you're making right now because it's none of their business. You got this. I want you to ask this question during the interview. What is your budget when it comes to personal development? Do you offer in-house courses for certifications or any kind of training for this particular role for me to be successful if I get hired? So what that question does is you will understand the training environment. Plus, if you need any courses and certifications, they are willing to pay for that as well. Get the inside information if you want to be successful so you know what's coming ahead in the pipeline. And the budgeting helps as well so you can choose the course outside if they're willing to pay for it as well. You got this. Know what's your worth and never release what you're making right now. Even if they ask you, they have no right because what you made a couple of years ago, that's not what you want to make right now. You want to move on, especially when it comes to switch. You can always go back and tell them, this is what I am targeting. Does that fit in the range? Give them the range between, let's say, 80,000 to 100,000 and also give a slight hint saying that I do fall on the higher range. Again, recruiter's job is to make sure that they know what kind of people they're hiring and if you fit their budget. Everyone has their budget. I don't think that they are going to lowball you if they really want to hire for a talent, but there are going to be bad apples out there. So You know what? You gotta know your worth before you start blaming the system. All right? You got this.